Good evening, everyone. It is time again for me to welcome you into Ask the Confident Autistic Anything. And when I say anything, anything on the topic of adult autism or self-confidence building Good evening, everyone. And it is great to be here. Happy New Year's to everybody. Welcome. And I'm sorry that the echo, a little delay. I cleared it up. Sorry about that. I was checking to make sure the sound came through. Anyway, great to have you all here. Welcome to a brand new year. It's an exciting year. 2025 is here. I hope everyone had a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. I know that I did, and I'm hoping the same for you. I know it was could be a very stressful time for those of us on the spectrum, as that during the holiday season, all of our routines are messed up. There's a lot of sensory overload, but we made it through it. We survived it. This is great. Everything's going to be getting back to normal. Or at least it should be in theory. Okay, because this week things are getting back to normal. By Monday, everything should be back to normal. Unless you're in path of this very big winter storm that they're predicting. I understand it's been named. I don't know what the name of it is off the top of my head, but I have heard it has been a name and is a large one where I'm located, which is in Southwest Missouri. It not expected to be too bad here at this moment. At Thursday night, 7 p.m. Central, we might get a little bit of precipitation, maybe less than an inch, but north of us, up in Kansas City and back in my hometown of St. Louis, they're expecting something big. So, if you're in the path of that, I hope you are preparing for that, which means get some supplies, get bottled water, food, because they're predicting in some areas power outages and all. But I'm not the weatherman. I'm not here to do weather with you tonight. I'm here to have an open question and answer forum and share our experiences through the holidays, share some goals with you, and a big, 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 I'm talking huge, gigantic announcement coming up tonight. So you don't want to tune out for that. You want to stay for that. That will be coming. That is on the way. While we're getting started, if people will pop in and say hi, if you're comfortable and that's comfortable for you to do, and share where you are viewing from. Would love to know where people are tuning in from, and you can just share your town. I mean, being on the spectrum, I take things literally. Some of us do, and when people have asked me in the past where am I from, I've actually said from my mother's womb, because when you really think about it, that's where we're all from, right? Our own mom's womb. And then I've had people ask me, where are you zooming in from or virtually attending this meeting from? I would say my home office, because literally that's where I'm at. But what I'm asking is what city you're in or what state, what part of the country you're in, so we can acknowledge each other and get to know one another. So please pop into the chat where you are watching from tonight. And we're going to be doing things a little bit differently than we've done before this week, and the next week you're going to see a different format. I just didn't have time to put together the slide deck for this new format that I'll be doing. All I can say is I hate insurance. That's all I can say. 3 months I've been fighting with insurances to make sure we're covered. It's not a fun battle, but that's my own problem, not yours. But we will be getting into the chat. And oh man, I forgot to do ad heading again. Anyway, but tonight we have two special topics. We're going to be sharing holiday experiences. You have an opportunity to do that. I'll share mine with you. And we're also going to be talking about goals for 2025. I think I mentioned this stuff a moment ago, but for those who are just tuning in, I want to reiterate. And then we're going to have the open forum where you can ask me anything about adult autism and or self-confidence building for autistic adults. So be looking forward to looking for that to happen in a few minutes. And what I'd like to do is, and this is part of our new slide deck, kind of. I haven't finished building it, so I wish I had been more prepared, but it's okay. It's okay. I do want to thank everyone for your support. Everyone who likes these videos, shares these videos, comments on these videos, and especially those that subscribe to the channel. That is one of many ways you can show support for what I do. And in the coming weeks and and months. There's going to be other ways you can show your support. We'll be rolling them out this year, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. I don't want to talk about anything that might be part of the big surprise. So let's just leave it at that. Now, I've kind of been a little bit remorse tonight. I'm not really fully introduced myself for people who are here for the first time. I am Chris Mitchell, aka the Confident Autistic, and I am a autistic adult, late diagnosed, a multi-certified life coach, as well as an advocate for autistic adults. And I'm on a mission to help you embrace autism confidently. And if this is the first video of mine you've ever checked out, welcome. I truly do appreciate you joining me tonight. And we'll be getting to questions and comments in a moment. So if you have any questions you'd like me to answer related to autism in adults or self-confidence building, please go ahead and put them in there. I'll get to them a little bit later in the show. As well as if you want to share what you did or what was your favorite gift this holiday season, whether it be a Christmas gift, a Hanukkah gift, or anything else, go and put that in there. I think, trying to do the math, I think last night was the last night of Hanukkah. I'm not sure. I don't know. So anyway, we're going to be getting into all of our fun stuff for tonight. And the first topic we're going to be going into tonight is, how was your holiday? Now, my holiday was pretty amazing. It was a little hectic, to be honest with you, because of the fact that, you know, the holidays usually are. I got a little bit of a late start on Christmas shopping. I dragged my feet a little bit, but everything I bought for people is gifts. Everything except, I think, one gift came from Amazon. So Amazon was my go-to place for shopping this year. And it was wonderful. I got my wife some really wonderful gifts. I got her and there's a video of this up on my YouTube channel of us exchanging gifts, my wife and I. Of the, let's see, I got her a little pillow thing that you can put your tablet on or your phone on your lap, so you can sit comfortably in your recliner or in bed and watching, whatever you want on your favorite device. I also got a remote side set. I call it a side saddle. It's supposed to go in the side of this chair to hold the remotes, because they've been falling on the floor and I don't want them broken. So I did that. And I got a wonderful snow globe that says "Snow One Like You." It was a really cute gift. Now, my wife really did great this year in getting me gifts. The gifts that I got from her included let's see, if I don't have them in front of me, so I'm just going to do this from memory. Hopefully I will remember all of them. Is that we that that's what I need to do. Okay. Anyway, that she got me a wonderful neurodiversity t-shirt, and that neurodiversity pride autism pride stuff written all over. It's a beautiful shirt. She got that off of Amazon. Let's see, what else did she get me? She got me she called it a sensory bag, and in the sensory bag she got me 2 more needle balls, and they were green and they were pinkish, because when you order them off Amazon you get whatever color they ship to you. But got me a couple more of these. I love my needle balls. And she got me a couple of drawstring backpacks that are behind me, that I can use to put my sensory items in when I leave the house. And one of my favorite things she got me, and if you know anything about me, I love buses. And she got me a stress ball foam squeezable bus. So that was really cool. And the best part about the Christmas, actually, there's 2 things that were really great for me this Christmas. One, my wife got me stuff that supported my autism, and that showed me that she really cared about what's important to me. And she she got me a lot of sensory items, which I really enjoyed looking at. But most important was, I got to spend another Christmas with my wife. This was our 25th Christmas together. A little over 20 of them we've been married. Before that, obviously, we were engaged or dating. And we got one more Christmas without chemo. For those who do not know, my wife is battling stage 4 metastatic breast cancer. I'm very supportive of her, and I'm just very grateful we got at least one more Christmas before we go down the road of chemo. So that is just amazing and awesome to me, and that was a wonderful Christmas gifts. So, does anyone have anything they got for the holidays that they really enjoyed that they'd like to share with all of us here. I'm gonna try to refresh my my feed here. I know something came up, and I'm trying to get it to come up on my phone. Let's see. I hate it when this happens. Okay. All right. Let me see what I can do here because of the fact that the I know it's there on the screen. Give me one moment here. Let me try this. I'm going to try that. I go over here, click on this. I love technology. It's just wonderful, isn't it? Views about like a month. Okay, here we are. Okay. We have somebody from Kentucky. I think that's on the Eastern time zone. Which autism professionals do you get your information about autism from? Have you read anything by Tom Atwood? Tom Atwood's on my list of people I like to read. And where I get my autism information is I love reading and I love researching. Oh man, I just love doing it. When I was younger, I mean, many years, I was in the school newspaper, and I do have a very big interest in journalism. I've also worked in broadcast radio, so I like I like doing research and sharing everything that I know. I've done some teaching, quote unquote, not as a actual professor or anything, but I've taught some community education courses, and I love sharing information with people. So where I get my information, I do research on the internet, I read books, I watch YouTube videos, I try my very best to make sure everything is credible that I'm getting my information from. But every once in a while something may slip through. But I really do my earnest best to make sure everything that I share is credible. And obviously, when I share my own experiences, I know they are truthful, they're mine. And each one of us who experiences autism, we experience it differently. So, yeah, that's a great question. But yeah, there's a lot of books that I read. I'm reading one right now. I'm not sure if it's available or not. And I say that because I got an opportunity to read this book for free in exchange for writing an honest review of this book. And sometimes authors will approach me to do that before they're available in the market. But it's a great book about it's a self-help book for people in on the spectrum. And I got like one more chapter to read, and then I'm going to put together the review. And I'm hoping that will be up on my website next Tuesday. I don't do reviews of books on the YouTube channel anymore. They don't get a lot of views. So the reviews of books are only going to be on my website, theconfidentautistic.com. But yeah, I love reading. I read Unmasking Autism, I think it's called. Let's see. Hold on a second. I have it down here. I got it here. I got paper on my desk, and I hate paper. Unmasking Autism. I was right. I really was right. This is great. This is the printout of the workbook. I got the Kindle, not the Kindle, the Audible book, and I downloaded the printout and printed it out. Which I guess you could do the same if you get the Kindle. But it was a wonderful book. I recommend that. It's the first book to anybody who is new into autism, whether they be at the phase of suspecting they're autistic, self-identifying as autistic, or have pursuing or have received a late diagnosis of autism. That's a great book. It's going to be a great reference. Something I recommend everybody who's on the spectrum, has a loved one that's on the spectrum, or wants to study autism to grab that book. It's a wonderful book. Um, 99% blue light blocking driving glasses. Okay, so that's what you got for Christmas. Awesome. Those could come in real handy. Now, I don't drive. And there's like three reasons I don't drive. Okay, four. One, I'm visually impaired as well. So I'm legally blind. I could probably get a driver's license with my vision, but I never have. Two, I'm physically disabled. I have an incomplete spinal cord injury. So the lower half of my body is kind of like somewhat paralyzed. So I'm not going to be able to quickly, gas, brake, that kind of stuff. And third, I would be the definition of road rage because of the fact that I believe every car should have a megaphone on it where we get to tell people or say, hey, is it just me or the guy in front of me a road jerk? Express ourselves because the horn can only say so much. But for the fourth reason I do not drive, and I kind of realize this in the last year of self discovery as I've done more reflection upon my autism, is there are so many things going on when you're driving. I mean, you got to look in front of you. You got to keep an eye on the cars beside of you, behind you. Come up to an intersection. You got to keep an eye on all the traffic and all. That is just way too much sensory for me to take in at once. And I know that I would be horrible behind the wheel, and I will probably cause many, many accidents. So that's why I do not drive. But I bet you that does help. I know that some people are complaining about I think they call the new LED lights, the ones that like look fluorescent. And if you're really in tune and you pay attention to it, that the newer lights, they flicker real fast. I mean, they look like they're on continuously, but there's actually flickering on it, which I know could be a challenge for some people. Possibly if you have epilepsy, that may not be the best thing for you to have shining in your eyes. So that's, I bet you those glasses do work. And I don't know what color they are, but you did mention blue in there. And I think it's to help block out blue light, whatever. I just love the color blue. I don't know if you can tell by looking at my needle ball, my shirt, my hat, the curtains over here. I don't know, but I really do love the color blue. One of my favorite colors. It is my color. It's my theme color. Okay, you also use driving glasses around the house or when I walk around after street lights come on. Yes, that's a great idea. If you have sensitivity to light, and my sensitivity issues are primarily noise and light. This is why, not only because I look cool in it, but I always wear a hat to cut the light out of my eyes. And you see me kind of look down during this because I got a white light. Okay, maybe blue, but it's a light to illuminate me, shining in my face, and this drives me batty. And I do this to keep it out of my eyes so I don't go squirrely while we're doing this. Now, the other half of the holidays has been New Year's, and I had a pretty good New Year's. It was, what, 2 days ago? Yeah. It was interesting because I don't like going places, I don't like crowds, it's too noisy for me. So we usually stay home and just watch stuff on the TV. And I'm a big fan of Jim Gaffigan. So I watched two Jim Gaffigan specials with my wife. We watched the movie Trading Places, and then we watched the ball drop in New York. And then we streamed the New Year's from Dallas. I've been to Dallas. It's a beautiful area. I would love to live in Dallas. If I could relocate right now, I would move to Dallas. But then again, I'm a city person from St. Louis originally. Then we stayed up to about 1 o'clock in the morning. Oh no, 2 o'clock in the morning here, Central Time, to watch the celebration of New Year's from King 5 in Seattle. And that was beautiful. I mean, we watch it every year. I think we've been doing this off and on for 10 plus years, streaming it. Some years it was easier to stream than others. Now that we have better internet and better technology, it's more enjoyable. And then it's huddling around a little tiny computer monitor. We can now put it up on our TV. And and we watched that, and it was beautiful. It's the best year that they done in all the years that we watched it. It was wonderful. So now we toasted in the New Year's. My wife has some sparkling cider. I have some Pepsi. Neither one of us are drinkers. I don't drink because the 2 times I drank, which was 90% orange juice and 10% champagne, I had a headache for 2 weeks. And alcoholism does run on my dad's side of the family. My dad was a functioning alcoholic, so I'm more at risk of becoming an alcoholic. So I have no interest in it, and I don't care for the taste of it either. But no judgment here. But that's how we do our New Year's here. Did anyone have anything special they did on New Year's? Now, prior to this year, because like as you probably heard in the news, 5 days before Christmas, Party City became a Grinch, and they told everyone at the stores we're closing down, we're done, and all. So we did not get our helium balloons. But in previous years, my wife and I would get helium balloons to say I love you, and at midnight we would go outside and release them into the air. We couldn't do that this year, and I don't think we did it last year either. But that used to be a tradition of ours that kind of went to the wayside. So, is there any traditions you have on New Year's? because traditions are very important. When we have traditions, that can help us self-regulate, have a little bit of a routine during a very crazy time of the year, the holiday season. So yeah, that was my holiday. That was my Christmas and all, and it was very, very enjoyable. And I had a great holiday season. I hope that you did as well. And now we're going to move on. If you have anything that you did on New Year's Eve or New Year's tradition, go ahead and put that into the chat. But for me, I am going to, whoops, wrong screen. I'm going to hit the right button this time, I promise. There we go. There we go. We're going to talk about goals for 2025. And don't forget, I have a very big special announcement coming up after this goals section before we get into the open Q&A. So stay tuned for that. So I want to share with you my goals for the coming year. And while I'm sharing my goals, if you want to share your goals, feel free to. But I have two categories of goals. And before I get into those two categories, which are personal and professional, I don't do resolutions because resolutions are very vague. Okay, because I'm going to lose weight this year. I'm going to go to the gym this year. They're not what's called SMART goals, and I'm not going to go too deep into that. But a SMART goal is um, is what. Hold on a second. Is what helps us actually achieve our goals. There we go. I forgot to do something. Okay, there we go. Anyway, so that's so I do goals because I want to accomplish stuff. I don't want to set resolutions that I don't follow through with. I saw a meme the other day on Facebook. It's really funny. These two cats were talking, and one cat said to another, "What is a New Year's resolution?" And the other cat said to him, "It's a to-do list for the first week of the year." And that's really what it is for a lot of people. So for that reason, I don't do resolutions. I set goals. And my first personal goal for 2025 is to read and review one book a week. And I hope to do 50 by the end of the year. See, that's measurable. I can measure and say, I'm on target. You know, if the third week of the year I read 3 books, okay, I'm doing great. If it's fourth week of the year and I read 3 books, I got to pick up the pace. So that's a measurable goal. I want to develop a daily and a weekly routine. I know I need a routine. I know that helps us on the spectrum. I know it helps me. And my routines have gotten very sloppy the last year or so. And that's causing me a lot of anxiety, sleep problems, etc. So I want to develop a daily and a weekly routine and stick to it too. And I have created, I'm not going to go into all of it right now, but I created a Excel spreadsheet that I keep track of me if I'm doing my routines, and I give myself points. And at the end of the week, if I have enough points, I reward myself by getting me a little something extra on the grocery list that I enjoy eating. I also want to declutter and downsize our home because, like I mentioned, my sensory issues are noise and light and visual clutter. It's just way too much sensory input for me. So this year I would like to declutter and downsize our house. I also like to convert this office space into something that is a safe place for my autism, because we all need a safe place to go to when we're having anxiety, stress, meltdowns, burnouts, whatever. And I also want to make the office or clean up and straighten up enough where it will become a space that allows me to be as creative as I can. And then, of course, I'm preparing for my wife starting chemo if chemo is needed this coming year. So I'm mentally preparing for that and trying to get all of our ducks in a row, or any other analogy you'll like to use. That's one thing I'm working on for the new year. Now, on the subject of my professional goals, which I'm going to get to in a moment. And after we get to the professional goals, I'm going to share the big announcement I have for us. I hate it when I do that. Okay, I've lost the chat again. Anyway, oops, wrong button. There we go. Okay, simple goals. You have simple goals. Don't burn out, reduce fatigue, and avoid shutdowns. Oh, those are great goals. They are great goals. And I hope you have some kind of a strategy to achieve those goals because, you know, your better chance of achieving your goals is if you have a plan. Plans are really important. So, yeah, I love that idea. Not to have burnouts, meltdowns, shutdowns, any kind of that stuff. But remember, not all of that's in your control. Some of it is and how you respond. But sometimes a trigger could happen that's out of your control that would cause one of those things to happen in your life. So if that does happen, be sure to be kind to yourself and forgive yourself. As long as you've done everything you can to minimize that risk, to avoid those triggers, you're doing good. But if it does happen and you have a little burnout this year or a meltdown or a shutdown or whatever, and you know you did everything you can, is you got blindsided by a trigger or something else, forgive yourself and don't feel like you're a failure because you're only a failure when you stop trying. And to me, I tell people, uh, if you, when you fail, you really not failed because if you learn something from it, it's not a failure. It was a life lesson. It was a teaching moment that's going to make you a stronger person. Now, getting back to my professional goals for this year, which I want to share with you because of the fact that um, this is kind of relevant to our big announcement. This year, I would like to grow our YouTube channel and newsletter to 1,000 subscribers. In 2024, we were able to acquire 182 new subscribers. Now, that doesn't sound all that great, but let's just be honest. I really put a lot of effort into the channel since November, and most of that growth came in the last quarter of the year. So I'm really expecting this to take off, and I'm going to work hard at that. I will be launching another professional goal of mine is to launch my new podcast, The Confident Autistic, by February. Launch my signature coaching program by spring, which I'll be talking more about that in future weeks. Start advocating for autistic adults even more than I am now. Try to find places to speak to in person or virtually. That's one of my goals. Write an ebook that covers one of my special interests by summer. I have it planned. I'm not going to say much about it right now, but it's probably going to be just a digital book, won't be a paperback copy of it. Create a routine that helps my business run smoothly. For the last couple of months, I feel like I'm getting my butt kicked by all my business responsibilities. So I got to come up with a routine to manage this uh, carefully and to get everything balanced and smoothly so I don't feel so anxious and stressed and overwhelmed. And of course, I want to look for freelancing opportunities. Now, here is the big announcement. All those are great goals that I have for the business. But no one achieves success on their own. I don't care if anyone tells you, nobody does achieve success completely on their own. And for that reason, if you want to succeed, you can't do it by yourself. You got to do it with the help of other people. So, to that end, I am going to be doing something very special. 3 weeks from tonight, in place of in place of this Ask the Confident Autistic Anything, I will be hosting an event, and I have the wrong slide up. There we go. It's the Confident Autistic Listening Party. And that's going to be January 23rd, 2025 at 7 p.m. Central Time. And it's going to be in a Zoom room. And in this Zoom room, I want to hear what you would like to see happen that I could do to help you and others in our community live as confident autistic adults. So that will be coming up on the 23rd of January. And I'm just going to read a little quick thing here. It kind of gives you more information about it. So let me get this up on my screen. All adults who suspect they are on the spectrum, self-identify as autistic, or have received a late diagnosis of autism after the age of 18, your voice is needed. In this year of 2025, I need your help to shape the future of support and self-confidence building uh, for autistic adults that I offer through my business, hashtag Define Yourself, and through this channel and my website, The Confident Autistic. I'm seeking your input to make the Confident Autistic's YouTube channel, as well as the confidentautistic.com website, something that will serve the needs of the autistic adults for now and in the future. So please bring your ideas for video content, webinars, virtual events, and workshops, articles that can be posted onto the website, and more that can support you and other autistic adults on the spectrum that can help me fulfill our mission. And that mission, once again, is to help you embrace autism confidently. I'm also looking for topic ideas and guest suggestions for my new podcast, The Confident Autistic, that will launch in February of 2025. Also, bring your ideas of how I can help you and others in our community to discover, develop, and grow the self-confidence necessary to confidently live life on the spectrum. I'm also looking for ways to best advocate for the autistic adult community. So please join me live Thursday, January 23rd, 2025. And together we can build a valuable resource for the autistic adult community. And together we can make this world a better for everyone. So tickets are available. They're free. But I do require tickets so we don't get slammed that night. And I'm going to put that link right now into the chat. I think I am. I think that's it. Yeah, there we go. I put the link into the chat right now so you can go and get your tickets. It's a free event. Seating is limited. And if I do this correctly, I'm trying something here. Should say the tickets are now available to purchase. Yes, you can now purchase them. So they're live now. So yeah, I would love to get your input because this is not just about me. It's about making a difference in our community. That's very important to me. And I could really use your help. So please do check that out and consider joining the event. And look forward to you being there. And more information about this will be available on the YouTube channel and on my website. And in my email that I send out to people weekly. If you're not a subscriber of it, just go to my website, theconfidentautistic.com. And up at the very top of here, you see a little bar, and you put in your first name and your email address, and you'll be signed up to get my weekly email, as well as a free resource of 31 affirmations for autistic adults. And so that'd be a great thing to get into. Now that I told you the big announcement is coming, I'm excited about it. Let's go to the other part of tonight's event, which is our Q&A session. So I'm opening it up right now. If you have any questions about adult autism or about building self-confidence, shoot them on in. We'll take any that come in. We'll give it a few minutes. I know there's a little delay, and it also takes a little time to type and everything, and that's fine. And while I'm waiting for you to submit your questions here, you're going to see something up here for a moment. It's going to go away, I promise. I am going to share with you my social media contacts, so you can follow me on my other social media platforms. This one, I believe, okay, there we go, is Facebook one. Yes, this is our Facebook group, actually, Autistic Adults Embracing Autism. So you can check that out. We have conversations in there about the videos that I post on the channel. And it would be a great way for you to get to know other people that are on the spectrum. And this is going to be my Facebook page. I'm going to be sitting in here right now. And then last but certainly not least, because one of my favorite platforms here, and that is my LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn. I'm not a big social media person. Okay? I'm going to be honest with you about that. But LinkedIn is one of my favorites on there. But those are my social media platforms. So they're up there. Feel free to like the pages, subscribe to them, whatever you want to do. And I'll give it a few more moments in case you have any questions about anything autistic related or about self-confidence. We'll be happy to cover that. In 2025, I know it's going to be a wonderful year. Professionally, I'm very excited about the year. Okay. Personally, I'm very anxious about the year, and I would not be surprised if others are too. I know that whenever we have a change in administration, meaning we're getting a new president and all, and the elections were over and all, this could be a time of anxiety for us. I know it is for me. It's not political as much, but as in there's been some changes in our insurance and how it works for myself and my wife, and I have a little bit of nervousness about that because for me, being autistic, I like routines. I like predictability. I don't know what this year is going to bring as far as medical expenses, and that's just driving me batty. So there's some anxiety, but I'm trying to remain optimistic. I'm trying to focus in on something that helps me regulate myself, and that is growing this business. And that is something I can recommend for you to do if you're feeling anxious about the year. I mean, you can't stick your head in the sand and ignore the problem, but you can try to focus in on something to distract yourself from it. My case is growing my business. It could be a special interest. Anything like that could help you make it through the year or any stressful time because it's an escape from our problems when we engage in something that we enjoy doing. And whether that be, special interest, working on a project, volunteering, whatever, that is one way that we can help manage our anxiety levels because anxiety, one of the common conditions that many autistic people battle with. I'm one of them. I battle with anxiety. I battle stress. I battle depression, and on top of my autism, as well as my ADHD. My life is a circus of fun at times. It sounds like it can be challenging, I'll tell you that. So that's one thing you could do, a little life hack for you. And I'm going to give it a few more moments, see if anyone has anything they'd like to add. Otherwise, we're going to wrap it up pretty soon. So this is the last call for any questions or comments that you have. And this, what I want to talk to you about, I mentioned at the beginning. If you were here, you heard it. If not, then it'll be the first time I'm mentioning it. There's a big snowstorm coming to hit many portions of the United States. I hope everyone prepares for it if you're in the path of it. And I hope everyone survives it. And I don't mean just, living through it, but managing any anxiety or sensory issues you may have from it. Now, because this storm system is coming up, and I mean, we're coming off the holidays all, and January can be a very long month because it's cold and you can't do a lot of things. And you might not have a lot of money because you spent too much at Christmas, whatever. No judgment here. It just happens. Tomorrow, I will be putting together a video and posting it around 3 p.m. Central Time of how to. I don't have the title in front of me because it's still work in progress, but basically, I'm going to be talking about how to survive the winter blues as a person who is on the spectrum. So, and look for that video. It's going to be a great resource of what you can do to kind of get through, being cooped up, having cabin fever, all of that stuff. Because some of us may be going through that in the next few days or next week with this big storm that's coming our way. So that's going to be up there. It's going to be a valuable resource for you. So as we get near the end of tonight's presentation, uh, we're still in the middle of our 90-day challenge of a video a day. At this point, I've done 63. So I've done 9 weeks of at least one video a day. And we're going to be doing this through the end of January, video a day. And I'm going to say 99% of them will probably be on some topic about autism. And so be sure to watch for that. Make sure if you haven't, already subscribed to the channel I'm going to try to point to it. Let me see. I think it's over here, right down here. Yeah, I think so. There's a little button that you can click onto, and where it has a little subscribe in it, and then you can subscribe to the channel. And when you do, don't forget to ring the bell to be notified when new videos go live on this channel. And or publish to the channel, and for our weekly Q&A sessions. So be sure to do that. Now, I see a couple of things have come in a chat, so let me see if I can get into this without messing up the chat appearance on my phone and see what came in. And it popped away again. Okay, I now know how to get that back. I don't know why it's acting weird. Okay, here we go. Yes, video day, that's amazing. Yes, it is amazing. And it's exhausting too, but it's fun. It gives me something to do and look forward to doing. I've been going through some burnout and some anxiety because of all the things going on in my personal life. So this has been a wonderful distraction for me to help me get through the anxiety and the burnout that I'm dealing with. This is Stephanie, the manager from Bees. I just wanted to stop by and say hello to you. Oh, well, hello to you too, Stephanie. That is awesome. Wonderful. Thank you for joining us tonight. I really appreciate it. Where are you watching from? In particular, what city or state, country, province, time zone, anything like that? I don't really need your home address. I don't want it. And let's not post that up there. We want to be careful about our safety online. But where are you watching from? I'm in Missouri. We have one other person who checked in tonight from Kentucky. I think my wife is watching too, and she's also in Missouri on the other side of the wall, behind the camera on the other side of the wall. So yeah, that's great that you're checking in, and yeah, it's been a challenge. 90 videos in 90 days, and my wife asked me the other day, "Aren't you running out of topics?" I mean, she asked me that, and she said, "Where do you get ideas from it?" First of all, I'm not running out of topics because there are so much you can talk about in autism. And where do I get ideas? I get ideas everywhere. I do. Oh, you're in Joplin. Okay, great. I'm there too. Okay, super. All righty. Yes, super. So I get ideas. I watch other videos. I read books. I'm in some discussion groups, autism support groups online, and and I see what people are talking about. When I see a topic come up several times, then I know there's a need for a video for that. And that's where I get some of my ideas to do videos. So yeah, my wife says, "Where do you get all the ideas?" That's where I get them from. And have you ran out of ideas? No, there are so many things you can say and talk about autism, and so many people with so many different experiences. It's just amazing. This is like and I'm probably gonna regret this later. It's like a fountain of information, a fountain of ideas coming to me. And the reason I say that is whenever you say something like that, the fountain dries up. And oh, now I know what you mean by bees. Okay. Uh, okay. I think I know who Stephanie is. Okay, great. You know, tomorrow is my wife and my 25th anniversary or our first date. And we are going to my nephew. He surprised the heck out of me. I like my nephew. Surprised the heck out of me. He got me something wonderful, or actually us. You remember, in marriage, everything is ours except our underwear. We have to share in marriage. He got me and my wife this wonderful gift, an Applebee's gift card. So for our 25th anniversary of our first date, we're going to run out to Applebee's tomorrow. And I'm not saying when. And we're going to get a to-go order and bring it back here and have our anniversary meal here at the house. And there's many reasons for that. But that is our plans for our 25th not wedding, anniversary of our first date. And it's been a quarter of a century. It's hard to believe she has put up with me that long. And because, well, if you know anything about anyone who's on the spectrum, it can be challenging. And when you add ADHD to it, it's even more challenging. Oh yeah, that is wonderful. Yeah. I'm glad that you checked in tonight. Yes, I really do think I know who you are. I'm not going to say last names because I don't want to do that. But I think I've seen you at the Applebee's near me, and then you transferred up to an Applebee's that's north of me. And I'm not going to say where that is, but if you're who I think you are, then you will be, then yeah, then we know each other. And I'm really bad with names and remembering people. And when you said you were at the B, when I lived in California, and the newspaper in the town I lived in was known as the B. And, the Sacramento Bee, Medicinal Bee, all the others. I thought, okay, maybe there's a new store in town or a new store somewhere called Bees. I don't know. But yeah, that's great. 'Cause I was trying to figure out what you mean by bees, and now that you explained that, okay, awesome. Yeah, so I do know who you are. Awesome. I don't know if my wife Kim is watching or not, but if she isn't, I'm going to tell her that you chatted with me tonight in this event. So that is super. Thank you for your support. So since we're not getting any more questions, and all, and I want to be respectful of people's times because people have other things to do during the evening, we're going to wrap this up. Be safe if you're in the path of that storm. Okay, and take care of yourself. Get prepared for it, and we'll be back next Thursday night with another Q&A session, live stream here on the YouTube channel. So you will want to make sure you are ready for that. And that's the button I want. I'm trying to talk and do things at the same time. Multitasking, they say you cannot multitask, and in many ways, I believe you cannot multitask. And before we go, I'm going to put in here one more time the link so you can be a part of the listening party where I'm not going to talk this much. I'm going to be asking questions and listening to everyone's feedback to this. So that's the link to that event. So once again, thank you so very much for joining me this evening. And I see a couple more things came in chat, so I'm going to take a quick look at this. And you also have a wonderful night. And good night to everybody who tuned in. Thank you very much for your participation. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and show your support by liking, well, you've already done this. If you haven't already, please do. Commenting on this video and sharing it with people so we can grow this channel to my goal of 1,000 or more subscribers to the channel way before the end of the year. Have a wonderful evening. Have a safe evening. Stay safe during the storm. Keep watching the videos I'm putting up, and I will talk to you all next week. See ya.